What's up guys, welcome to another video. This is Sunny from personalmasteryquest.com, and today I want to talk about one of the biggest factors that really determines if you go on to create the life that you want or not. And this one thing is focus. Especially today in 2018, we come up against so much information every single day, and today more than ever we lack this power of focus. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how that gets in the way of you actually manifesting the reality that you want and what to do about it. Before we get into the practical aspects of this, I want to say one thing. If you are really trying to consciously create your own reality or get into control of your life, you have to start looking at yourself as an expression of God or an expression of the life force that created you. Because you have to stop looking outside of you for this life force, for the power essentially. And you have to start looking at yourself as an expression of that life force, of that power. What this does is it stops misplacing the power in external things. This is what most people do. They look outwards for power where it actually lies within. So once you start looking at yourself as an expression of this life force, you start to take action from where the actual power is. This life force is within you and it flows through you out onto anything that you pay attention to. Where your awareness goes, the life force becomes concentrated on that one thing. And wherever the life force is being concentrated, it grows, it becomes stronger, it becomes a more prominent thing in your life. Whatever you pay attention to becomes energized and gains more attraction power in your life. So in terms of manifestation, attention energizes the subject and intention transforms it. Let's say, for example, you want to be a writer and you want to impact millions of people with your writing. So you working on your book for 10 hours a day is allowing your work to be energized by this life force in a very focused manner. And then your intention to impact millions of people with it is going to transform that book into an international bestseller. Attention energizes, intention transforms. And here's the thing, every one of us, every single person on this planet has the same access to this life force. No one gets more access, no one gets less. Although most of us block this life force from entering into our life through all the negativity, bad habits, maybe drugs and alcohol, and the list goes on. But we all have the same input. But why is it that our outputs are so different? How is it that one man can use the same input and create such massive wealth and become the richest man in the world, and another man can use this same input and just struggle to get by? Here I have a diagram that explains this exact phenomenon. So if you look right here, this is what the average person looks like. If you look at this red thing right here, you can call this the life force, and this is you. This life force has a connection to you, and it flows through you into everything that you do. So the average person does multiple things, is always focused on one thing after the other, but there is no concentrated focus on one thing. The same one input, which is life force, is scattered onto multiple things throughout the day. Whereas if you look at a specialist's focus, it looks something like this, where it's the same input going through a similar body out onto one thing. It's laser-like focus. And they constantly energize this one subject, whatever they focus on, throughout their day for however many days that they focus on it. Take, for example, Warren Buffett, who is one of the wealthiest investors in this world. And all that he does throughout the day is basically focus on his work. You can take athletes, for example, Michael Phelps, who literally used to wake up, swim all day, eat, and then go back to bed, and then wake up to do the same thing again. This is the same case in success in all fields throughout history. The person who achieves massive success always has laser-like focus and is able to eliminate the things that aren't important to focus on the one thing that is their life goal, that is their life mission. The average person also focuses a lot on their limits. They're always focused on, I don't have the money to do this. I don't have the resources. I have a lot of pain. I was born in bad, unfavorable circumstances. They're always focused on the limits. And as I said before, anything that you focus on, anything that where your awareness goes, becomes more energized. So what happens? The poor get poorer. because they're constantly focusing on their lack. The sick get sicker because they're constantly focusing on their illness. They're dwelling within the negativity, and their entire awareness is just within the situation. By focusing on their lack becomes more abundant, becomes more energized, becomes more prominent in their life. Meanwhile, the specialist only focuses on moving forward towards the goal. Specialists also have negative thoughts, also, aren't always born wealthy, aren't born in great favorable circumstances, but their entire focus is always on just moving forward towards the goal, just placing one foot in front of the other and doing something, taking action, just focusing on getting ahead. The average person also wants to do everything, right? They want to achieve their goal, but then they also want to watch TV. They also want to check their phone 50 times a day. They also want to go out with their friends every other day. They also want to spend a lot of time on social media, and just the list goes on. But you see, we all have the same amount of time throughout the day. We all have the same input of this life force. But every single thing throughout the day that you give your attention to grabs a little bit of this life force. And so you have less to focus that life force on your actual goal, something that truly means the most to you. So you can see why the specialist gets everything, why the specialist actually achieves the success that they desire in their life, because their entire life is just a process of elimination of the things that don't actually matter. They are good at identifying what truly does not produce any good benefit for them in the long term. Instead, they focus on their life mission. They get rid of the TV. They reduce their social media use. They go out maybe once a week or like once a month. The thing that occupies their mind the most throughout the day, throughout the week, month, year, is moving forward towards their goal. And that's why they're able to have this laser-like focus and actually achieve what they want to achieve. So guys, it's the same input. We all have the same input. Just concentrated use of that input onto one thing produces results. Whereas if your attention is scattered throughout multiple things, you'll just be average at best at multiple things, but not good at even one thing. Focus is your true superpower. And no matter what is on the other side of that focus, whatever it's, being attentive to, will become more energized, will become more powerful, and will become more prominent in your life. You can really have anything that you want in this life, but you just can't have everything. So pick that one thing that brings you the most happiness, the most joy, and go after it. Get rid of the other things that are just simple pleasures here and there, and look at the bigger picture. Look at your actual life purpose, your goal, your mission, and go all in. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. If you are planning on implementing what you learned in this video into your life, let me know what changes you're planning on making. But that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did find it helpful, give me a thumbs up and share this video with a friend who would also find it helpful. If you'd like to get coached by me, check the link in the description box below. Other than that, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.